Welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. We're going to go on another search today looking for some beautiful places. Hey, welcome back. No beautiful places today. In fact, I'm under my dirty old Jeep and I'm taking a look at my starter. So let me just give you a little bit of a history on why I'm taking a look at my starter. So ever since I got the Jeep, there's just a very, very long draw on the start. Takes forever for it to start, and it starts rich. I was concerned about the starter because of how many times it had to turn over before the engine would start. So I actually just took the starter down, took a look at it. I actually took it completely apart. I cleaned it out with some electrical parts cleaner, cleaned out this oily, dusty, dirty muck. I re-greased it, reconnected it, and it starts really quick now, and it turns over much faster. So here's my conclusion. All that dusty, dirty muck is probably from the valve cover gasket leak that was in the back of the valve cover, and after dripping, all that oil got into the seams of the starter, and then golly, just mucked it up with dust inside. After cleaning it up, it ran great, but I'm just going to put a new one on. I don't know how old this is. It says remanufactured on the little thing there. I just want a reliable start when I'm out there. I don't want to get stranded. I have been able to bump start it in the second gear, just practicing in case it went bad, but I would prefer that my starter worked the way it's supposed to. So to get started, you need a 5/16 and a 1/2 just to disconnect the electrical connections to the starter, and then you are in business to disconnect it from the bell housing of the transmission. Right in front of the solenoid there is a 5/8, and this one here at the bottom is a 9/16. Show you the parts of your starter here. This is the gear right in here that runs against your flywheel off the back of your transmission. Doesn't matter if it's automatic or standard. This here is a solenoid, and the solenoid will actually push this little gear forward until it engages. This is the actual motor of the starter that spins and then turns your flywheel and starts your motor. So I actually did clean this up, and I did consider reusing it. But I'll tell you why I considered reusing it and then why I changed my mind. First of all, it cleaned up pretty nice, and ultimately it turned over really, really well. It started the engine much quicker than the usual slow draw. So a couple of the main problems is at this end where the brushes are contained, one of the single brushes was worn badly, like it had been running sort of out of center and wearing on that brush. So I thought that long term it probably needed to go, and that was the main reason. I did go around all these little joints here, and I put just a little bit of RTV on them to try to keep the oil out should I develop another oil leak. I ultimately decided against it. Here's the old one. Here's the new one. It's much shinier, cleaner. I decided to go with an AC Delco. This is brand new.
It is not remanufactured like the other one, so we're just going to verify that all these little nuts are the same size, reinstall it, and go from there. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm actually going to clean up the bolts that fasten this to the bell housing, because my bell housing is cracked, and I'll show you that in a minute, and I want to be careful reattaching. Oil and dirt on your threads definitely interfere with the feel that you're going to get when you go to tighten these. I'm going to use some electrical parts cleaner on here just to spray them down, clean them up. They'll evaporate quick, and it won't leave a lubricant film on it going into the bell housing. Now those aren't perfect, but they're cleaner, and I'll get a better feel as to when they're tight. And that's all I'm looking for. I don't want to strip out my bell housing. That's a small crack in the bell housing. I'm really not concerned about it at this point because of its location. However, I'm definitely going to keep monitoring that from time to time. This is the first start after the new starter. Got it in neutral. Let's just see what happens here. That's better. A much quicker start than it was doing before on a cold start. And most importantly, the solenoid had started to miss. So the starter would turn the motor, but the solenoid would not engage. So it started to do that to me on a cold start, and then last time camping it did it twice to me. So this is good. Let's try it again. Much better start.